Hey there, it's Irina Z, and in this video I'm going to show you how to add a minute timer element to your ClickFunnels funnel. So first what you're going to want to do is go ahead and add an element, and you're going to want to search for minute timer right over here. Once you've added the element, there's several settings that you can go ahead and customize with this timer. You can toggle the settings. It'll let you open the minute countdown timer settings. So the first thing you'll see is the top margin toggle bar. You can pull the timer down, or you could pull it up by toggling this bar right here. The next part is the hours. So you could set this timer for hours, minutes, or seconds. For this example, we'll just go ahead and keep it at 30 minutes. You could translate the font. So underneath, we'll go ahead and change the theme for this so you could see it. So underneath, all right, so underneath right over here, you can see that the hours, minutes, and seconds are in English. However, you could translate them to be in these languages listed right here. So for this example, we'll just go ahead and stick with English, but you can select any of these languages to be displayed for the hours, minutes, and seconds right over here on the timer. You can also select the expire action. So the expire action could be a redirect URL. So when the timer runs out, your customer will be redirected to a different URL. In order to do this, you select redirect to a URL and enter the redirect URL in this bar right here. You would delete that little hashtag and then enter HTTPS and your address. Make sure when you do paste your address in there that if it is HTTP without the S, that you would add that S in there to make sure that it works properly. You can also select the revisit action. So this would be an action when somebody revisits your URL. You could either set up to auto reset the timer, auto expire for a certain amount of days, or hide the timer and show the section and rows. You can also select the font family for this. Now, the next thing you could do for the expire action is to select show or hide elements. So if you wanted to show or hide an element after a certain amount of time, you could go ahead and set that up under these settings, an element to hide right over here from this area. And when you hover over these elements, it'll show you which elements on the page are going to be hidden. And over here, you could show elements. So you go ahead and select elements to be shown when the timer runs out. As previously, you'll be able to set up the revisit action when your customer revisits the URL and the font family. Now, moving on to the themes. Under the themes section, you can see all the themes that are available for the countdown timer. And under the advanced settings, you could set up the styling and the animation. Under the styling, you could go ahead and select the size of the timer from small, medium, or large. You could align it to the left, align it in the center, or align it to the right. So for this example, we'll just keep it centered. You could select the label weight. So currently it is set to bold. You could select normal right over here. And you could also select the label colors. Under the animations tab, you could set up the time delay. The timer could fade in after a certain amount of minutes or seconds, or you could fade in with scale after a certain amount of minutes and seconds that you choose. The animation type you could set up for this element is on page load. So the timer could appear on page load, or the timer could appear on page scroll. And that is how you would customize the minute countdown on your ClickFunnels funnel. If you run into any trouble with this or have any additional questions, please reach out to our support team. They'd be more than happy to help. Thanks so much.